Good morning.
Good morning, Virginia.
We have to do that once more. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Our service is now beginning. Please join the choir in singing our prelude, number 38, from the Gray hymnal, Morning Has Broken. And that was beautiful. Thank you, choir. Welcome, everyone, to Berkeley Fellowship. Good to see some of you we haven't seen in a little bit, and great to see each and every one of you. Welcome to the Berkeley Fellowship. And a special welcome to friends and family on Zoom. Delighted that you could be with us. We are part of a free religious tradition that honors the loving heart, the open mind, and growing together within the beloved community. I would like to take a moment out for us just each to take a deep breath and welcome ourselves to this place. Take a moment and look into the eyes of someone near you. Send some love and welcome. Our fellowship stands on land that is today called Berkeley, California, located in the unceded territory of the Ohlone people. We honor their struggles and wisdom and resilience. We endeavor to stand with them and be true supporters in their endeavor to reclaim what is theirs. We celebrate with them today their recent victory in getting, for the first time, land with a creek or river. This land is in Castro Valley. The title of the land will be transferred to their land trust, the Segurite Land Trust. So we take pleasure in this small victory. Yeah. In fact, let's do that one more time. Thank you. I really appreciate the spirit that I'm getting from you all today. Like, we're happy to be here with one another. One quick note. Please do not record the service or any part of it. BFUU does that, and the sermons are available on our website. Today, we welcome Dr. Bonnie Dlott. And I didn't ask how to pronounce your name. Did I do it right? Thank you, Reverend Bonnie. Since retiring after 11 years of ministry with the Napa congregation, Reverend Bonnie had the privilege of serving the UU congregations in Santa Rosa and Petaluma as a contract minister. Reverend Bonnie is a Bay Area native and spends her time communing with nature. No wonder I get such good vibes from her. Cooking, traveling, and playing with her 2 grandbabies. She will give us the opening words. Reverend Bonnie?
These are words from Karishma Gottfried. Each of us is created in the image of love. Wherever we come from, wherever we're going, whoever we are, whomever we love, we proclaim with love on our side, our bodies are sacred, our minds are blessed, our spirits are beloved. May we be open to receive more love, always more love.
Wow, those are words to ponder and take in. Thank you, Reverend Bonnie. Please light your own chalice or candles at home while we light our communal chalice for all. Let us together recite or read our chalice lighting. Let love be the spirit of this congregation and service its goal. This is our living covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in life, and to help one another. Now, as we light the red candle, let's recite or read the words that go along with that. We light our red candle to mourn Black lives taken by police, to proclaim that Black lives matter, and to express our commitment to Black liberation, reparations, and the end of slave capitalism. Thank you, Christine. Please join the choir in singing hymn number 86, Blessed Spirit of My Life, in the gray hymnal. the first time I've sung or heard that one. It's nice. Thank you, choir, and thank you, congregation, for your beautiful singing. We now have a reading. Is that Reverend Dlott or Ernest on this one?
This is written it's listed as a responsive reading, but it's just a reading. It's by Mark Bellatini. This is called A Kol Nidre. Let's set it all down, you and I. The disappointments, little and large, the frustrations. Let's open our fists and drop them. The useless waiting, the obsession with what we cannot have, the focus on foolish things, the pinwheeling worry which wears us out, the fretting. Let's throw them down. The comparisons of ourselves with others, the competition, as if domination was the best name we could give to God, the cynical assumptions, the unspoken, unshelved anger. Let's toss them. The inarticulate suspicions, the self-doubt, the preemptive self-dumping, the numbing bouts of self-pity. Let's sink them all like stones in the pool of this gift of silence. Let's drop them like hot rocks into the cool silence. And when they're gone, let's lay back gently and float on the calm surface of the silence. Let's be supported in the still cradle of the world, newborn, ready for anything.
Thank you, Reverend Bonnie. And with those good words in mind, I'm going to sound the chime to lead us into our time of silent meditation. Please get comfortable and follow your breath to your inner stillness. I will ring the chime a second time at the end of approximately 2 minutes. We are now going to move into our time for joys and sorrows. The ritual of joys and sorrows is a time for each of us to share what is in our hearts this week and to ask our community for prayers and support. Each week we lay out a book, this one, which you'll find on the table over there, to your left. And right now it has a blue tablecloth on it. For you to share joys and sorrows that you would like read to the community. I will now read from that book. Prayers for the people of Ukraine and Gaza and other war-weary places around the globe. Simone. Peace to all in this world. And there's a heart, and then the word love, and that's from Edmund. Welcome to our visiting speaker and also to our guests. Your presence enriches our gathering. Your presence enriches our gathering this morning. And that's from Joanna. And then from Ernest. My lovely mother got me an e-bike as an early Christmas present. I'm so grateful for the ease of transport it's going to give me. Thankful for all who are, Thankful for all who are rescuing stolen dogs everywhere. Also with a heart. It's almost time for us to get a new book. Comes with the end of the year, I guess. All right, now is a time where we speak into the presence of us all, the names of loved ones, concerns, issues that we want to lift up and that we want lifted up in the presence of this community. So you may speak aloud the name.
Kristen. Judy. Palestinian children.
My cousin's wife.
Syrians,
Kai, Mira.
Leslie,
Thank you. Now we move on to the silent part of our morning ritual. It's the healing ritual with water and stones. For anything that's in our heart, we choose a stone or stones after we've walked down the center to the table and put the stone in the water, representing that care or concern we're also bringing to share with this community as well as with for all that we have shared and will share in our ongoing lives together. May we be grateful. We'll now sing together the Metta Meditation. May I be safe, may I be well, may I know joy, may I be free, may you be saved, may you be well, may you know joy, may you be free, may they be saved, may they be well, may they know joy, may they be free, may all be saved, may all be well, may all know joy, may all be free. Now let's join the choir in singing hymn number 108 from the Gray Hymnal, My Life Flows On in Endless Song. Thank you, choir and congregation. That was beautiful. Now we have a reading, and Ernest has the honor of that.
This human being is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond.
The summer after I turned 25, my life changed dramatically. Within a month, I got married, I moved to Los Angeles, and I started a graduate program. It was quite an adventure. I would get up every morning in our new tiny student apartment, feeling absolutely confident in the choices I had made, my marriage, the move, the fabulous graduate program at the UCLA School of Medicine. But occasionally, I would wake up in the middle of the night and hear a voice. And it would say something like, "Moving here was a really stupid mistake." Or, "How could you think you could manage this degree program?" Or, "You are such a loser. Everyone can see it." Of course, I wasn't actually hearing anything, but the thoughts were so intrusive and harsh that it felt like they were coming from somewhere outside of myself. And the message was very clear. You were just not good enough. The situation got much worse a few years later after I finished my degree and decided to stop working and stay home with my 2 children instead of pursuing my science career any further. "Oh, sure," the voice dripped. "Just throw away your whole education. You're such a disappointment." It was official. I had my very own personal demon. I think a lot of folks struggle with personal demons that show up in various unpleasant ways, such as painful feelings of regret, fear, self-loathing, anger, guilt, and a sense of worthlessness. If you don't have any personal demons, congratulations. And also, I hate you. I forgot to mention petty jealousy. By the way, if you don't know what your personal demon is, just ask your partner if you have one. They know. So where do our demons come from, and why are they so irrational and cruel? And is there anything we can do about them? And if we can't make them shut up, can we at least learn to see them as a guide from beyond, as the poem that Ernest just read suggested? When I went looking, I found a lot of interesting stuff on this subject, so much that it was pretty hard to narrow it down to a sermon. But there was one thing that was really clear in everything I read. The consensus is that we create our own personal demons. They are ours. I can't speak to the origin of your personal demons because I'm not you, but I can talk about mine, and I found 3 popular creation stories that resonated with me. The first one's very simple. We look around, we measure ourselves against familial and societal expectations, and we quickly identify where we fall short. This creates that judgmental demon who tells you that you're ugly, you're overweight, you're old, you're unsuccessful, irrelevant, and you have no friends. We give this demon power when we buy into some pre-cooked image of what we should look like or what it means to have a successful life. And of course, social media has caused a rapid rise in this demon's popularity, a rise that has been devastating to our teenagers, and particularly our young girls. The second way, so that's number one. That's looking around and making comparisons. The second way we create demons, I think, is a little more interesting, and it has to do with psychology and child development. Unfortunately, I studied just enough of that to be dangerous. And it's a little complicated, but I love this stuff, so I'm going to do it. As young children, our most important job is to stay alive, one, and two, thrive. So right away, as children, we become acutely aware of the specific actions or emotions that displease our all-powerful caregivers. This isn't a conscious thing at that age. This happens when we're babies. It's just simply how we're programmed to learn. We learn that certain behaviors and emotions even are unacceptable and are therefore forbidden. I learned that anger, greed, jealousy, and selfishness are ugly, perhaps even sinful. I had a Midwestern liberal Christian upbringing, and therefore must be purged from my personality. So what do we do when we have to purge something from our own personality? We try to hide it, right? The easiest way to do that is just to shove it down as far as we can into our consciousness and just pretend it's not there. As a recovering perfectionist, I can relate to this. At some point, I determined that being perfect was going to be the best way of surviving my somewhat feral childhood in a home with 4 boisterous and sometimes downright evil older siblings. I could not outrun them. I could not outwit them, but they were so rotten that it wasn't hard to outshine them. I paid close attention to what my parents wanted, and I did my very best to do it. I worked hard in school. I was helpful at home. I went to church. The results were spectacular. I immediately gained status as the good child, the one with the clean room, good report card, and a bright, shiny soul. My siblings were genuinely confused. At least one of them is still resentful. Why? Because they knew better. They knew that inside I was still that same judgmental, self-centered, mean girl kid sister. Of course I was. I just stuffed my jealousy, my rage, my selfishness and willfulness down so far that I could pretend it was gone. But it wasn't gone. I can tell you from experience that being perfect isn't an effective long-term strategy. Once I got to UC Berkeley, perfection was well out of reach. And I struggled just to keep my grades up, just a decent. My mean girl little sister, inner demon, then turned on me. She would wake me up in the middle of the night and point out that I was a complete failure. It's very typical for demons to show up when we're tired, when we're stressed or overwhelmed. And just then, when our defenses are down, they whisper in our ears things like, "You're unlovable. Everyone is laughing at you. Your spouse is going to leave you. The board president thinks you're an idiot." Make sense? Yeah, good. My therapist would be so happy. So we have these demons that enjoy reminding us of our shortcomings, and also demons who embody our repressed personality traits. That's the key. So that's the 2 stories, but there's one more. So 7 years ago, I suffered a catastrophic liver failure, which is a story for another day. On the very brink of death, I was lucky to receive a liver transplant at UCSF. After the transplant, my mean girl demon found a new way to torture me. "You nearly died," she'd remind me. "You might still die. In fact, it seems pretty likely." Things that are out of our control are the perfect fodder for demons. Any sort of disaster will do. A health crisis, the potential loss of someone you love, financial difficulties, family estrangement, climate politics, climate change, politics in general, you name it. If you find yourself dreading it in your waking hours, it will most likely come up in your demon's rotation. So, 3 things. So what can we do about our demons and their nasty little messages? Everything that I read indicates that the Buddhists have the best handle on personal demons. Over and over again, I came across the strategy articulated in the poem by Rumi. Rather than attempting to banish our demons, could we try practicing some compassion and simply accept them as the part of ourselves that they are? Well, that sounds great, but how does that actually work? I find the following story from Buddhist literature helpful about Gautama Siddhartha and the demon god Mara. The night before the Buddha's enlightenment, the demon god Mara attacked him with every terrible thing he had: lust, greed, anger, doubt. He failed, though, and left in a huff in the morning. But the demon god was only temporarily discouraged. Even after the Buddha became deeply revered all throughout India, Mara continued to pop up. The Buddha's servant was always on the lookout for any harm that might come to his teacher. So every time Mara showed up, he would report with dismay that the evil one had once again returned. Instead of ignoring Mara or driving him away, the Buddha would calmly acknowledge his presence, saying, "I see you, Mara." He would then invite Mara in for tea and serve him as an honored guest. Mara would stay for a little while and then go, but no matter what he said, the Buddha just listened and remained unflustered. And so, then, not getting a reaction, Mara would leave. I found that version of the story in an article from Psychology Today written by Tara Brach. She writes, "When Mara visits us in the form of troubling emotions or fearsome stories, we can say, 'I see you, Mara,' and clearly recognize the reality of craving and fear that lies in every human heart. By accepting those experiences with the warmth of compassion, we can offer Mara tea rather than fearfully trying to drive him away. Seeing what is true in ourselves, we hold what is seen with kindness. Seeing what is true in ourselves, we hold what is seen in kindness." This resonated with me. I mean, isn't my mean girl demon just a part of me that I judge to be unacceptable? No wonder she's so nasty to me. After all, I was the one who rejected her. This idea wasn't new to me. Between my interest in Jungian psychology and my seminary courses, I was aware that I had abandoned certain undesirable parts of my personality back in my perfectionist days. With the help of a therapist, I learned to recognize the damage that perfectionism did to me and to my relationships at times. I started accepting that my best efforts were going to be, I just decided my best efforts are going to be good enough. And I was lovable, even though I'm profoundly imperfect. At the heart of this approach is the Buddhist practice of offering loving kindness, like we did this morning, to all beings, but starting with ourselves, our whole selves. My demon still visits me, and I greet her and try to listen politely with compassion. She might remind me of my past mistakes, like, that thing I did in 3rd grade, and predict future failures. But in the end, I say to her, "Okay, I hear you, but this is just not a big deal right now. We're going to let this go, and we're going to move on." And most of the time, she seems okay with that. I don't tell her you can't ever come back. I just say, we're just going to move on today. She knows she has my attention. And maybe being heard is all she really needs. The practice of noticing a thought or a voice and letting it go is a great tool when you're dealing with demons. Adriana Limbach writes, "It's the recognition that we are already complete, but not finished, whole, and also developing. We are the brilliant wisdom bits and the gnarlier, neurotic demon bits all rolls into one. Accepting ourselves as both and is the key to stepping into our wholeness and our fundamental worth. End quote. Although I recognize that my mean girl demon is a part of myself, I don't have to agree with her. She can be a bit of a bully, and furthermore, she lies. She tends to exaggerate my weaknesses, ignore all my strengths, and she predicts all kinds of disasters that never happen. Most don't happen. Now, when she wakes me up at 3 a.m., I try to remember my niece's excellent advice, which is don't believe anything your brain tells you after 9 p.m. Just don't. There are some things that she doesn't lie about, such as when she points out that I'm getting older, and in fact, any day now, I could drop dead. And she is right about that, right? Exactly a month ago, now it's 2 months ago, my mother-in-law passed away, and my husband and I are now the elders in our family. And it feels like every day someone else I know and love is either gravely ill or dying. I have 4 people in my life right now. Bad things can happen very suddenly, and of course, ultimately, I will die. This can be terrifying. It is terrifying at 2 a.m. when I'm already stressed out about various other random things. Is there anything I can do about that? Well, there's one more thing. Going back to Buddhism, I have found great comfort in a Buddhist teaching called the 5 Remembrances. For the purpose of this sermon, you're going to get 3 remembrances. I feel lucky to remember 3 out of the 5. Here they are. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. What a relief. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. Now, on face value, I can understand that these statements might not seem comforting, but they can be. If you have truly accepted the idea that you're going to grow old and you're going to get sick and you're going to die, your demon can't torture you with those facts, right? On the contrary, that awareness, which I gained through experience, unfortunately, helped me to feel grateful for the health I have now. Even it's less than it used to be, but I still have some health. If you have accepted the inevitability of your own death, not only is your demon powerless to frighten you with it, but your life feels more vibrant and precious in the present moment. Once you accept that everything changes, the things and the people you love become miraculous. I've experienced much less grief now when things change, because I expect it to change. And of course, the awareness that we will all be separated by death one day helps me to prioritize time with the people who mean the most to me. Someday we'll all be gone. So will everyone and everything we love. It's just the nature of our being. Jung famously wrote that we must integrate our shadow into ourselves by turning toward the darkness. That means embracing parts of ourselves that we don't like, our worst impulses, our worst shame, our worst fears, and owning them, accepting that they're there. But remember that acceptance can come with respectful disagreement. Yes, in my worst moments, I can be petty, mean, and judgmental. But what else is true? What else is true about me? Isn't it true that I banished those qualities because I value kindness? I value generosity. I value service to others. Author Mark Manson points out every demon has its associated angel. And our demons are just the other side of our best qualities. To give up on one would be to give up on both. We cannot honor the best in ourselves without honoring what we also fear to be the worst about ourselves. Because what we tend to judge as our worst is merely a reflection of what we desire the most. What we desire as our best. So what else is true for you? When your demons come to tear you down, can you remember that you are also kind, devoted, generous, compassionate? Our faith teaches us that we have worth, even when we act out or have disagreements, which we do. Because of course we all do. And when we do, we can rely on our covenant and our agreements as Unitarian Universalists about how we want to be together. If you have a personal demon, or 2, or 3, I hope you will consider inviting them for tea. It should probably be decaf. Make an agreement. You will listen respectfully to what they have to say. After all, they are your creations. If they try to frighten you with death, you might try consoling them. Yes, as humans, we all die. It can be scary, but it's very natural. It happens to everyone. In fact, our bodies know how to do it. And you won't be alone because we have each other. And if your demon tears you down and attacks your self-worth, you can respectfully disagree. You can explain to them that as a Unitarian Universalist, love is a central value in our lives, and that includes loving kindness for ourselves. And if needed, you can always call in your personal angels for backup. They might be sitting all around you right now. May it be so.
Thank you, Reverend Bonnie. May it be so. We gratefully acknowledge all who worked together on this service and those who shared readings and the power of art and music. Thanks to all of you here and those in the Zoom room. It's great to see you. Our Zoomers are Jean Marie and Frankie. Hello, guys. Jean Lieber. Wow, 3 Jeans today. And Luna. Welcome, and welcome to all of you who are here as well. Let us send some love to our friends and family in the Zoom room. Where's this? Is it that camera? Okay. I hope you guys saw those waves and felt some of the love. Okay. We gratefully acknowledge all who worked on this service today and those who shared readings about this is. All right, those who shared readings. Thanks to all of you here as well as, again, those in the Zoom room. Please check your order of service and email newsletter for announcements. Jeff has some announcements.
Can I stand next to you to do that?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Nice. Let's see. So Friday will be the normal dance that we have every Friday. So hopefully you can make it Friday evening. And the History Club will not be meeting this week. But we will be meeting in January. So hopefully you can make that coming up in January. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Jeff. If you're not yet on our mailing list, go to bfuu.org to sign up or contact somebody who looks like they know after the service. Are there any folks in the room who are new to BFUU? Would you like to introduce yourself? It's not mandatory, but we welcome you to let us know your name. Anything else you'd like to share about yourself?
So, can you hear me? I'm visiting I'm visiting my sister from Newark, Delaware, is where my home is. So come out here, visit my sister out on Edith Street for about a month. That's like probably the longest time we've spent together. It was kind of a scary idea, you know, but I thought it would be cool to do that because my two youngest daughters are in this surrounding area in Southern California. So, but anyway, my background is I went to college like a lot of Asians. It's kind of stereotyping, but I hated it. But and what else? I had a fight with cancer in 2018. I had a brain cancer, and I fought it for over 8 months, including stem cell transplants. So, and I'm like about 5.5 years in remission so far. So knock on wood that this can continue, so that I can do all the good that I can do in the world. I think after my cancer, kind of behooves me to do good things more often. And I'm so glad to be part of your fellowship today. I used to go to a fellowship in Delaware where my ex-wife went, but after she became my ex, I stopped going. So I'm like, okay. Well, I've actually tried another one nearby, but I didn't like it. So, but here I am, and I came here this morning from caffeination. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make it in time. And I'll go, yes, I did. That coffee really helped. So, thank you for every one of you guys, all your readings and comments. Oh, my name. I go by Ed, but my name is Edmund. Which is after my father's. I'm junior.
Thank you, Ed, for introducing yourself. I hope you'll stay around after the service and share some food and get acquainted and chat some more with all of us. It's a pleasure to have you.
I'm Mary Jo. I'm a Hoosier, Indiana, and my older son and his family live in Oakland, so we've become snowbirds and just got here this week. And I'm looking for a church community to belong to these months. I'm sort of relevant to you. I've had breast cancer this past year and had a really rough year with chemo, radiation, and surgery. Just now growing the hair back out. But it is sort of, your sermon really spoke to, so now what? Yeah.
Would you say your name again, please?
Mary Jo.
Mary Jo. It's good to have you, Mary Jo. You too. I hope you and everyone here will stay and get better acquainted after the service. Allow us to greet you and welcome you. Thank you. All right. So, welcome to all who are with us in person or in spirit, and we look forward to having time to connect more with everyone. Next Sunday, Reverend Carrie Knowles will be our speaker. She will explore the philosophy of David Bentley Hart, who argues that nature is the residence of mystery and vital intelligences, and that we do best to devote more time to the contemplation of living things and less to the fabrication of machines. Okay. Now is the time when we share the responsibility for this home which we are creating together. Our shared plate partner for December is the American Civil Liberties Union. The ACLU remains a champion of segments of the population who have traditionally been denied their rights, with much of their work today focused on equality for people of color, women, gay and transgender people, prisoners, immigrants, and people with disabilities. You may donate directly to ACLU by visiting their website. Please give generously to support BFUU and our shared plate partner. Okay, Christine is going around. Do we have music? Okay. Thank you, Andy. That was beautiful. Let us dedicate our offering. The words are in your order of service if you need them. To the work of this fellowship, which is creating beloved community within and beyond these walls, we dedicate ourselves, and these are offerings. Please join the choir in singing from the Rise Again book. That's this one, page 134, the song Crossing the Water.
We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making our passage and it's straight and true. Every heart is a vessel, every dream is light, shining through the darkness of the blackest night. For there is no shallow water, and all but love to keep us safe from the dangers and the devils of the deep. With every breath within us, we search forevermore to find some peaceful harbor on that far-off shore. We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the blackest night. For some it is glory, for some it is a gain, for some it is a story filled with emptiness and pain. But as rising winds in chorus, we search for steady ground. There's only that before us, there can be no turning round. We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the blackest night. Oh, there is no other journey that will ever be the same. No second chance horizon that will call you by your name. When welling waves wash over you and the stormy winds they drive, give your heart a song, sing and long, keep your dreams alive. We are crossing the water our whole life through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light, shining through the darkness of the blackest night, shining through the darkness of the blackest night, shining through the darkness of the blackest night.
Thank you. Thank you. Choir, congregation. Please read with us the words in your order of service to extinguish our chalice. Simone was going to do that, Jeff. Thank you. Right. We extinguish the flame of this chalice, but not the warmth of love, the light of truth, or the energy of service. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again. Thank you for joining us today, each and every one of you, here in Fellowship Hall, as well as those of you on Zoom. After the service, you're welcome to stay and enjoy us as we continue to build community together over some delicious snacks. Now, join us for our final circus. Our final circle. It's been a circus. Please get close enough so that we can form a circle and join hands.
Beloveds, thank you for inviting me to be with you today, and may you be blessed in the days ahead. Love holds you. Love bears witness to all your inherent dignity and worthiness. It witnesses how you try, succeed, and fail, and it does not flinch. Love will not let you go. Amen.